maybe we just start off with the big one.
Yep.
Superman. That way we have the most time to discuss.
So first full-length trailer.
Yes.
We had our teaser. This one was a good few minutes and some change.
How do you feel?
I'm cautiously optimistic. There's still plenty that is unknown for me as far as, and unknown in particular with how Superman is going to be portrayed. I think, so I'm going to bounce all over the place here. I loved what you said a while ago about Nicholas Hoult and his portrayal of Lex Luthor likely being strong. The more we see of Nicholas Hoult, the better I feel
he's going to be
about him. Dude. I think he's going to be phenomenal. And that can, in so many ways, be, if not a saving grace, a key component of any great superhero movie is you got to have a fantastic villain to go with it. You have a great hero, but you're lacking the villain. Oh, you can have a good movie, but you're not going to get to that great territory unless you have both. What I'm just not sure of at this point is how great this version of Superman genuinely will be. So I'm not trying to dunk on David Corenswet and the direction that he and James Gunn have collaborated on taking the character. It could be great. I don't know. All I'm saying is the more that we've seen of Nicholas Hoult, the more I'm certain that he's going to be outstanding in that role and a great fit. And David Corenswet is a big to be determined in my mind. So that's where I'll start.
Well, I thank you for the acknowledgement. I still stand by that. I think he's going to be phenomenal as Lex Luthor.
Totally agree.
He was okay as Beast. I think he's going to steal the show. I think we're going to want more Lex everywhere after this movie. Okay.
Nicholas Hoult's one of those few actors that has legitimate range.
Yes.
Right? Most actors get cast as either the same or very similar person, regardless of the fact that their fictional name has changed and the name of the movie that they're in has changed and the story is different. They're still the same freaking person.
We're looking at you, Rock, and Vin Diesel, and my boy Ryan Reynolds. I love you, Ryan. Don't hate me, but
he's there to be Ryan Reynolds, not anything else. So I'm not trying to be rude with that comment. It's just, I think it's pretty objectively clear. Okay?
No, typecasting is a big thing.
It is. Nicholas Hoult, you mentioned his role as Beast in the X-Men First Class series of movies. He played that character as the character should be played, right? Fairly meek and mild-mannered with the legit Beast that comes out every once in a while. He was in Mad Max Fury Road.
And he was a psychopath.
Yes.
Said that at the same time.
That was magical.
Twins.
And he was terrific in that role. You didn't see him and go, this is an odd fit. Like, no, he was terrific. He was a great fit for that role as well. And so he has the crazy that he can pull out. Now, he can also play the meek and mild-mannered fella, sure. And so I'm fascinated to see how he blends the two. Not saying that Lex is meek and or mild-mannered, but Lex at his best is smooth. Right? He is able to navigate the public sphere very well. He's obviously additionally ruthless, vicious, cutthroat, extraordinarily competitive, and there can only be one winner, and that winner is Lex. And so I think this is going to be a lot of fun to watch Nicholas Hoult do work in that role. So very eager for that. Very eager.
Yeah, I think he's going to come out as the strongest character. Mm-hmm. I am actually excited about the new Superman.
Great.
I think he's going to be solid. I really do. This one,
I don't disagree with you.
He feels like he has more personality than Cavill was allowed to have.
Okay, sure.
So that, like the interview part of the trailer was actually really fascinating because it was very true to Lois Lane's character as well, like just wanting to get the facts out as well.
Right.
But I loved his reaction to when it was like, hold on a minute. Like, I'm trying to save everybody.
Why am I not being given the benefit of the doubt here?
Yeah.
Didn't I do a good thing?
Do you think I need the jurisdiction of the United States to do something good?
Yeah.
Like, I think about that and I'm just, he's got a point.
Yep.
So I'm excited to see how he's coming into his own as Superman. I'm genuinely excited. I am a little nervous with the amount of things we are getting. Because yes, we are getting some form of Justice League.
Yep.
Right? With
Yep.
Hawkgirl and Green Lantern and Mr. Terrific. And I think they're going to be great.
Yep.
Metamorpho, super excited about Metamorpho. He's going to be a stud.
Yep.
Hopefully they keep him around for a long time and use him well.
Yep.
My issue, I think, comes with the villain aspect of it, because Lex obviously is going to be the main focus. The fact, also, the Fortress of Solitude, him invading that, first of all, badass. Secondly, Fortress of Solitude as a whole, well done. That's sick. Okay.
Agreed. Ice crystals coming straight out of the Arctic ice.
Correct.
Looks really cool.
Backtracking though, with the villains, they have confirmed, and this might be spoiler territory, so close your ears for a little bit if you don't want them. Ultraman has been confirmed. Is it the legit Ultraman? Are we getting Earth 2 Ultraman, or is this Lex's attempt at creating Superman and it turns into Bizarro? I don't know. In other words,
who's the legit muscle adversary?
Right. I don't want Ultraman right now.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Yeah.
And then they have the Hammer of Bolivia, which I'm like, who? And I believe Cersei's also rumored for this movie.
Sure.
So we just have a lot going on.
And still very much unknown. Like, out of all those villains, we've seen the suited up, in this trailer, we've seen the suited up version of Ultraman. And by suited up, I mean from head to toe. So it could certainly be anybody at this point.
Mask.
Anybody.
Could be actually off the entire movie as well.
Exactly right. We've seen, so the most of that character, we've seen a lot right alongside of him or her, the engineer character, which the design that we got to see of that character, pretty stinking fun. Like, anybody that can create blades out of their hands and then toss said blades, gnarly.
True.
That's really legit.
Working with Lex, out of all things, that's scary and terrifying.
But I don't disagree at all. We're still very much in the unknown phase of who's the muscle behind the evil that's working along with Lex. Yeah. I like your take on and your observation as far as the personality that Corn Sweat is being allowed to have. I think that's a good way of putting it as well, being allowed. That's great. That gives me some optimism. I love the casting choice of Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane.
She'll be good too.
And I love Amy Adams as an actress. I just thought that was such a poor fit, quite frankly, for Amy Adams to be Lois Lane in the Man of Steel movie and Batman v Superman. Yeah. It just didn't, and it wasn't through any fault of her own, right? Like, it wasn't a case of she's acting poorly. I just felt like they gave her in that role frankly, there's very little to do. Her character was just there. And I think that this version of Lois Lane is going to be much more involved. Yep.
Yes,
very much so.
I would agree with that. I would.
She feels like she's going to be, and this is where Lois Lane is at her, I don't know, best or most, it's just kind of an awkward way to put it, most useful in the comics, is she's the human amongst all of these superpowered beings, right? So you got, in this case of this movie, we get to see a little bit more of Mr. Terrific, who continues to look fantastic in the brief glimpses that we get. You already mentioned Metamorpho. The little bit that we see of Guy Gardner continues to be hilariously rewarding. Gosh, I just want to see more of Hawkgirl. She could look awesome. What a fascinating blend, though, of characters. Cautiously optimistic. That's still where I sit. I think it's going to be good. How good? That very much remains to be determined.
Yeah, I also don't know how comfortable I am with them being the Justice League off the bat either. Sure. Like, just to me, that seems a little rushed, I guess, shady. Sure. You know, you're like, you have a Justice League without Superman.
Yeah,
that's weird.
Batman and Wonder Woman.
I'm not feeling that one out a little bit.
It'll be fascinating to see how that group actually came together. Right? Yes, how they were compiled. So there's going to be some fun times there. Anything else on that trailer, my dear sweet beans?
No, I will say this. I am more excited about a Superman anything than I have been in a while. So, because Superman's just not my guy when it comes to DC. Like, I get it. I get the appeal, but I'm also like, kind of cookie cutter, you know?
Yeah.
That's because he was the cookie cutter. Like, he formed the cookie. And then all the other cookies were built off of him.
He was King Cookie. Yeah, I'm being reminded. I was having a conversation with another friend a few days back, and he said that he was so just underwhelmed by Man of Steel for how just somber it was, but he loved the original Superman movie with Christopher Reeves. And so when he saw this trailer, he's like, I was texting my dad and brother's like, you guys, they're bringing it back. They're bringing the right Superman back. I'm like, it's a good energy to have, right? Like, that's a good approach to take with it.
Well, I
get that.
I even thought about with like his interaction with his parents.
Mm-hmm.
Because Man of Steel, they're like, no, hide it. Yeah. Hide it. And then his mom's like, I'll go grab your boots. Yeah. And it's like, okay, this is two different situations here. Right. And they're actually probably the best way to handle it is this version. Yeah. So it's just
no question.
It just feels like we are getting more of a hopeful, comic accurate. This Superman, he seems a little spunky. Yeah. We're gonna say spunky is the word there.
Spunky's a good word choice.
So I'm excited. Yeah. I need Superman with some personality. I can't just have this Boy Scout.
Yep. That's very well said. And I think the best thing that they can do, and they might be doing this, we won't know, of course, for another month or so. But the best thing you can do with the Superman character is lean into the hopefulness and the goodness and the optimism. Don't apologize for it, because you said it so well with portrayal of the parents and how different that is going to be. His parents can't be telling him to hide his powers. That's just, could things go badly? Sure. But that's not how Superman approaches. He approaches it with the glass is not just half full, it's freaking overflowing all the time. So we're going for it. And you know what? Yep. Lean into it. You can still poke some fun at it with your Guy Gardners and other characters throughout, but you got to lean into it. You can't apologize for it.
I just want some confidence too. Yep. With my Superman, you know, like he just knows what he's going to do. And he's like, I wouldn't do that if I were you. And they still do it. And you're like, I told you. I want that a little bit. I go back to one of my favorite Superman scenes all time. It's from Justice League cartoon.
Yes.
And it's with him and Darkseid, and they cleared the planet out. So there's no human beings whatsoever. And Superman pretty much is like, this is the worst mistake you could have made. Like, I've been living like the world is made out of cardboard and I don't have to hold back anymore. And then all of a sudden he just smacks Darkseid in the face, and you can just see it on his face. He's like, oh shit, this is bad. And he whoops Darkseid's ass. It is an ass whooping. And it's like, that's what I want to see.
Correct.
That would make me fall in love with the character.
Yep.
Is that like he knows he's super strong, knows he's powerful, knows that he does have to hold back, and yet when the time comes and he's allowed to let loose, just let him loose. So
he's gonna cut loose.
I think so.
It's great.
I'm pumped.
Yeah, that's great. Awesome. Good things.